for today's project highlight, we're welcoming Austin from One Blue Land, and yeah, we're joining him in his awesome build here in DCL in Decentraland. And first off, thank you so much for joining me and sharing your story with the rest of the community. And for those of you us who haven't heard about your project, do you mind sharing a little bit about your vision, your mission, and yeah, what it's all about?
Sure. So my name is Austin. Thanks for having me. First off, why is it called One Blue Land? To me, it's called One Blue Land because I wanted to create like a visual for freedom. So I don't know when I was creating the idea behind it. I like nature and I like the idea of peace. So I figured why not just make an imagery of One Blue Land, which could be potentially be a symbol for financial freedom. And the background behind it and why I created it is because I'm actually a nurse. Well, I used to be a nurse, and I went through the regular college education, went through the school system, and when I turned 30, I had a lot of debt. And I was wondering to myself, like, why is it that I have a stable job and yet, we're in so much debt, me and my wife. We're clearly living like paycheck to paycheck. We clearly did not learn anything about finance while in school. And so I was like, what's wrong with this picture? I realized that the school system didn't teach us anything about finance. And so when I turned 30, I just had this, I guess, epiphany. And I found that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I just went on a rabbit hole from there. And so fast forward to like 2 years, I found I learned a lot about finance, stocks, investing, real estate, crypto, and I'm very lucky to get into Bitcoin and Ethereum back in about 2018 when it crashed, and here I am now, just dedicating my entire comics to create a financial freedom educational series, I guess. That way I could hopefully show the world what I learned over the past couple of years. Because I feel like there's no medium like comics or like I guess like animation that talk about finance. There's really nothing like it, and I figured, I love collectibles, I love comics, I love art, and I was like, why not mix both? It's kind of like an interesting mix, finance and comics. But I figured, why not? We'll see how people respond to it.
No, I right
Sorry, I went on
away.
a rant there.
Oh no, I love that. I was like right away when I. It's funny because like, I like one of the things that I wanted to bring up too was the whole idea of like serendipity in this metaverse because I came across your thing. I was just in Genesis Plaza and it was one of the events. And when I got here, right away I got it. I was like, this is awesome. This is so needed. I come from a 20-year digital arts educator in STEM programs, and like the whole idea of financial comics and anything that educates and bring up the idea of financial literacy is so needed. I mean, even myself, like this space has really opened my eyes to that in so many ways, and I so wish that I had like this comic to share with all my students because they would have eaten it up. They would have so loved it. They would have gotten it right away. So I'm just like stoked that I mean just the story, not only is the build beautiful and what you've done here, but like the story behind it. And like last Tuesday when the launch happened, right? Of when you had the movie premiere.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was really cool. And that, we'll walk in there and show everybody, but it was, the second, part of the comic that I collected. It was so cool. And I love seeing the continuation of the story and how you make it relatable. And yeah, I love
yeah. No, no. Thank you so much. I thank you for participating in it too. I'm just trying to make finance fun, so I figured why not
Yeah.
why not use the metaverse, the Decentraland to do it.
Yeah, and
Um,
you're starting at the right place with comics makes it like accessible.
Yeah, yeah. And to me, I wanted to create something for free. Like all the comics are free, all the stories are free, and I wanted to create events that revolve around it. But for collectors, you could also, create. I also have like the physical versions of the comics for collectors. So I think it's
Yeah,
a
I
good
got
combo,
mine,
digital
and
and
I love.
physical.
Yeah, I got my NFT and I got my physical. So I'm starting a crypto comic book collection. I'm so happy.
I love
But
it.
so do you want to take us inside and we can see
Yeah,
you can talk about everything.
sure. So I mean, you know what? While we're outside, why don't we just roam
Okay,
around here real quickly?
cool.
Because outside, actually, I have the entire comic book
Oh,
posted
really?
all over the wall.
I didn't know
So
that. Oh, that's wicked.
yeah, so actually, if people want to read it, they could just press V and then
Okay,
just
let me
roam
see.
around it because then
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh
yeah, if
yeah,
you
slash
zoom in
V.
or like
Oh yeah. Wow, I never did. That's so cool. Cause I've been around here running and I never. Yeah, that's nice. I'm like zooming in and out right now.
yeah. Oh, I kind of messed up here. Actually, there was one panel that was wrong, but for the most part, it's the whole story of Moon Rising, which is the second series of the Satoshi series. I dedicated the entire first comic book series to Bitcoin. So I just want to spread the word about it, and I just wanted to create characters and stories that um, represent it. So
So are you
the
working
first
with
series is
like
the Satoshi
oh
series.
uh, oh no, no, I'm sorry.
No,
Sorry to
please.
interrupt. No, I'm just saying, are you so the storyline you came up with and you worked with artists, or how did it come about?
So the characters are all original creations by myself,
Oh,
and
wicked.
I discussed with yeah, and I actually work with a lot of different writers to come up with the the storyline, and I pretty much just picked the best ones, and I edited everything. That
Wow.
way, it matches with the financial vision that I had, because it didn't take one person to create this. I really have to commend all the different writers, the artists, the letterers. We all work together to create this, but the vision definitely is about financial freedom, and I had to edit the storyline to fit that. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you roam around here, yeah, you could actually read the whole comic book
That's so
just from roaming,
cool.
roaming around the building.
Yeah, so I encourage
Yep.
everybody, all the viewers, to come here and take a look. It's really cool. I've read both of them. The first one, definitely start with the first one if you can. Did you have the first one outside as well? The
I
issue
did,
one?
yeah. So on the first event, I had Captain Bitcoin as the first series.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I mean,
I
as the
found you
first
guys.
issue of the
Cool.
series.
This is yeah. There's so much to this. I mean, I could talk to you for hours about this, but like, yeah, there's so much to it. Just like the artwork itself, we could have a whole show just talking about the artist behind it. Yeah, and there's definitely I'll include links when I'm and share with the community so everybody can take a look at all the artists behind it and all the details on your website too, so they can check out
Yeah,
everything and all. You have great information on there.
yeah. Everybody is in the website, oneblueland.com/about. So if you're curious, all right. So now we enter the open doorway here, and
Awesome.
you walk into the first thing you see is actually that big black screen, and shout out to Last Slice because they hooked me up with the streaming for this. So
Nice.
um, yeah, so Last Slice, Seiya, they helped me with the streaming for this because I don't know how to code. I had to talk to people, make some connections to put the streaming into the Decentraland. But so on the events, we do live streams of the actual comic books, and the comic books have been narrated and animated into 30-minute episodes. And so during the events, it plays live here, and it's kind of like a pretty much like an online movie theater
Yeah,
while
it
social
was fun.
distancing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun and then people can also click on here and actually go to your YouTube channel and watch it, right? Yep. There it is.
Yeah, because sometimes when there's a lot of people, it kind of lags. So, so you can just click the YouTube link too if you that way there's no issue.
Yeah, I think I took
But
some
it's a
footage.
totally different. Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. I just saying I took some footage, I think, or at least screen captures, and I'll include it here so people can see. It was full. It was a nice crowd during that event, which is really cool. Just wanted to share.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was we were very happy with the turnout, and I was surprised because I feel like each event, there's more people that show up. So it's a work in progress, but I'm just amazed by the amount of people that participate in it. And people who do participate, they get a POAP, and people seem to love the POAP. So
Oh yeah, I love my
um,
POAP too. I got my what is it? Your POAP popcorn to watch the movie.
the POAP horns, yes, the POAP horns,
Yeah.
which is right by the entrance, right here.
Yeah, I remember I had to stand here for a
Um,
while to get the right angle. POAP machines are kind of difficult sometimes, I think, to get the angle to use it. It's like if there's a lot of people, you have to like kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
squeeze.
I'm working on a last term has this. The Last Slice team has a new code for a POAP machine that's actually going to make the crowd around it disappear. So I'm hoping to implement that on the next
Wow.
event.
Cool. Yeah, that would be
Um,
so nice.
yeah, it'll be much easier. So yeah, so this is the event. I'm trying to do it, once every 1 or 2 weeks. And usually for the events, we do giveaways. We give out the NFTs. For this specific event, I'm actually going to announce the winners of the 21 winners for this next event in about 3 hours.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah, I
good luck
saw
to you
that on
too.
Discord. Yeah, yeah, I know. I was looking at that. It's a cool little Discord, so I'll include the link to that as well for everybody. So,
Perfect. But yeah, every event we're gonna do giveaways of the NFTs, and all the NFTs will come with the physical comics itself. So moving around the area, continuing the tour. So this is just a little information about the total amount of supply of the comic books. It's all free to read online, but for people who want an NFT or a physical copy, there's only going to be 2,100 per issue. Very very similar to Bitcoin, which is right 21 million. So that's where I got the 2,100
oh,
from. So there's
cool.
like 100, yeah. So there's like 100 first editions and 2,000 limited editions.
Nice. Is this one already out? Like the NFT for this one? I think I asked you, but I forget what you had said.
Yeah, the Captain Bitcoin NFT is already out for the comic version and the manga version. They're the same exact storyline, if you're curious. But people have different art preferences. That's why we made a manga version and a comic book version.
Oh,
So
cool.
this is out, and you can see it right here. The NFT itself, it's kind of like a collage of the entire comic book put in one page. Um, a little fun fact about the NFT: if you go to OpenSea, if you click the actual NFT, you could actually read the entire comic book because the resolution of the file is actually pretty high. So you could
Oh,
read the
nice.
entire comic book through the NFT, or
Cool.
download the PDF version that'll come with it.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
that the whole Minkgate thing is cool because the integration with that. I do also stuff with Variable Protocol DAO, so it was a lot of fun using Minkgate for the first time, and your download was the first time. Even though I didn't manage to do it properly, it was still cool.
uh, yeah, it was very strict. You can only view it one
But
time. So this is just like the links to all our socials.
nice.
Um,
Yeah, every over there.
yeah, so yeah, it's the manga version. It's the very first issue that came out, and they came out together, the comic book and the manga together.
Oh, cool.
Um, yep.
Yeah,
And
I
if you
was
look
wondering
up
about
here,
that. Uh-huh.
mhm,
Up
which
where?
one? The manga?
Yeah, I didn't realize that that's what you had done, so it's cool that you're clarifying that because I wasn't sure about the difference, so between the two.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of similarities with Bitcoin itself, right? 21 million, 2,100. There's Captain Bitcoin comic and Captain Bitcoin manga. Kind of like how Bitcoin forked into two versions itself, too, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, right, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin. So if you look above here, there's a big cover page for Moon Rising, which is the second issue of the
Oh,
series,
nice.
and that was the event that you were at. So,
Yeah.
um,
And again, that's the one. That one's out, so I could purchase that when I save up money if it's still available, right? The NFT.
oh yeah, so the NFT. So I'm actually gonna release the NFT very soon. I'll make an announcement on
Oh, okay.
Discord. But
Okay.
yeah, the first edition is 100 copies as always. All first editions come with a physical comic book, and the limited edition is 2,000 copies, and they also come with their physical comic books. But I'll let
Awesome.
everybody know once we release it.
Cool. Yeah, and I'll share that with
The
the community too. Cool. I'll follow you.
Yeah.
Let's go over here.
So I guess moving around, just let me know if I'm going too fast or
No, you're
slow.
going great. I'm sorry
Um,
if I cut you off. Sometimes it's laggy. I'm trying not to. I'm glad it seems like everything's working, which is cool. So, cool. No, you're great. Thank you. This is wonderful.
yeah, cool. So this is just I just showcased the NFT for the mana key. That was one of the projects I got into pretty early, and I'm a proud key master.
Oh, you Roxy, and that's my goal. I only own edition 2 and 3, but I hope through crypto that I can one day become a keymaster too. That's one of my little personal goals. I love their project too, and this whole series is sponsored by the MetaKey. So DCL Reporter has recently brought on an additional, I believe it's 8 of us. So along with Kevin on Earth and Peanut Butter, and there's 8 other reporters, and each day one of us is covering different topics, different themes that we are passionate about. And when I found yours, it was
I
definitely like, yes, I want to talk to him. He's so cool.
I love it. It was meant to be.
No, definitely.
um,
So stoked to be here with a keymaster. So Metakey will be stoked. Cool.
yeah,
No, that's
no,
great.
definitely. I'm gonna leave that right here for everybody to see. um, and just moving along here, it's more art of the project. It's just the whole team. It's a little sneak peek of the characters.
Nice.
So let's say hello here. So yeah, this is the finance heroes, the first issue, and these are the finance villains. I wanted to create villains that represent pretty much the most important things about finance, which is why I modeled them after these guys. And throughout the series, you guys will find out more about what each villain represents. But yeah, the villains to me really are. It's like one of the most important characters in this entire project because the villains will be pretty much the same throughout all the other and issues that I'll be creating. The protagonists will be different, but the villains will be like a universal thing.
Mm,
Uh,
I love it.
and just like I guess just like a real quick thing for people that don't really are not really familiar about it. This guy in the middle, he's called the Time Stealer. He represents pretty much the ultimate finance villain uh, because I wanted to make the point in all of the issues and all the stories that time is our most important asset. And so I wanted to create a villain that represents that.
No, I love
So
that.
that's why he's in the middle.
When I read the
Because
first one, it's definitely resonated.
yeah,
Like, oh, I know all about that. And it's like, yeah, the more you become aware of time as, energy and currency as just an energy, you really, again, resonate with your storyline in many ways. It's like, yeah, I've felt that, and so many people, understand that, which is, another reason why these are so great.
yeah.
And what is this? This is cool.
Um, Also, these guys are they're going to be a part of a future series. We didn't release them yet, but we're working on the stories about them. But the guy on the left, he represents a stock investor from left to right. So the guy with the bull, he's a stock
That's
investor.
cool. I know the art is
The
so
second one,
cool.
yeah. The guy holding a key, he's a real estate guy. So it kind of fits, right? Because he has a
Interesting.
key.
Yeah.
Um, this guy with the red head, if you look closely, there's actually a bee on his chest. So he's a crypto investor. He's a Bitcoin investor.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I did what you
Um,
said. I hit V. Now I can see it better and show everybody. That looks really cool.
yeah.
Cool. Cool. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, no, don't worry. Yeah, V is a very important key. The lady in the middle, she represents dividend investing, dividend investors. I know there's, it's also a style of investing that people should definitely be aware of. Um, the next guy with the holding a gold, you can kind of already tell he's a gold investor,
Mm,
physical gold. And the two on the right, they are entrepreneurs. So I just wanted to create characters for in a future series that represent different styles of investing or different styles of or like a way to reach financial freedom. Because working in a 9 to 5 job, it's not all there is to it to life unless you love it. There's like a fast track to financial freedom, and it goes back to the time because I really want people to reach that financial freedom at a young age because and through these comics I'm trying to teach these lessons.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this
a
is
little
wonderful.
little
I'm
teaser
gonna
on that those
go up here.
characters.
I'll definitely be sharing this with my. I have a 13-year-old son, and it's funny since he was little, he's always created little businesses, and he's always gotten in trouble in school because they're like, "Oh no, you can't be doing this here," and it's like, you should be teaching this. He's like a little entrepreneur doing his thing, and
I
like taking the
Yeah.
time to and it's usually, I mean, some places were cool about it, and one school was like, oh, you have to give us 100% of your profit. He's like, I don't think so. He was like 8 years old. He's like, nope, I'm not giving you all my profit. Why am I gonna do this? It was funny, but it taught him a lot,
Yeah. No, I love it. And you see the problem with society right now. It's like we have to normalize these things. We have such we have such a mainstream path that everybody's normalizing, and I want people to realize that it's not the only way to life. And like
Yeah,
your son with the how he has this entrepreneurial spirit. Um, I want people to realize that there are different paths that you can take. Um, and
yeah,
these are pretty much the comics that I wish I've read
yeah.
when I was younger.
I mean, I'm just happy they
Uh,
exist now for me, and it's definitely, you know, giving me a lot of ideas. And as a more of a newbie in regards to a lot of finance stuff, it can be intimidating, at first when you're like, you know, kind of you're trying to educate yourself. It's not easy. So this is a great like kind of like an entry point for people wanting to be like, oh, because I work with a lot of artists, and it's like a great entry point to be like, hey, there's a lot to crypto. They're usually more focused on NFTs, but then they kind of go into the DeFi part too. This is like
yeah,
a wonderful bridge.
I'm trying to keep it simple through the stories. I'm not trying to give financial advice as to what to buy or like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
specifics of like shorting the market or like I'm not like trying to give specifics on what to invest in. I'm just trying to give like key financial lessons that I wish I learned. And if you're watching this video, if you just want to know one thing about this entire project, if you go to oneblueland.com/principles, those are like really core lessons that I'm trying to implement on these stories because it summarizes everything that I'm trying to teach. So yeah, oneblueland.com/principles. I'm trying
yeah.
to embed those lessons into these comics.
I'll definitely be heading there. Yeah,
Um,
and yeah, this is a rabbit hole that I'm very happy to have found. And again, I love it. If
I'm
you guys,
glad to have.
I'm sure there's a lot of fans. Like when I was at the event, people in the chat were really stoked. And but for me, it's so important to have the story. The story is what brings us together and like binds the community to continue to follow your journey. Right? I'm definitely a huge.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be a fan for life here. I'm stoked.
and I'm so glad to have met you.
Yeah, me
I'm so glad to
too.
have you too. And
Cool. What's up here?
um, so this you actually had to jump. So you just had to jump. It's just like a nice view of the entire place. I think it's
So
like a
who
front,
built this? Who
top
was?
wide angle view.
Yeah, it's
So
really.
I actually was the one that built it.
Wait, you did?
um, Yeah, I
Wow.
used the builder to. It took me a long time to build this because
That's
I'm totally new to
really
all
nice.
this.
But you did an awesome job. I love open layout like that you did. Sometimes they're a little too crowded for me. Like try to put too much, but I love how you have everything. It suits it. It makes the art really shine in terms of like layout
Yeah,
and design. You did a great job. I'm a designer at heart,
thank
so I'm
you.
like graphic designer and layout.
Oh,
So I'm like, ooh, this is nice. So
thank you
there's
so much.
this is all these characters on this wall are all from which comic? This is from
Um.
the first the manga or the
Oh, here. Okay, so the one on the wall, the big characters here, all
yeah.
the avatars. The guy on the left, he's a Burr. He's from the second issue, and Burr represents inflation. I wanted to create a villain that represents inflation. It doesn't. Is it? You can't see it from here, but he has like two bazooka shoulders that's spitting out money.
Oh yeah, I did
Um,
just see it. I remember Burr because he looks different cropped here, but yeah, and
yeah, that's him. You can kind of see the money that's like floating in the air behind his head
oh
if you
yeah,
press V.
yeah, I see that.
Um, and this character, the second one behind Burr, is it's a future character. It's a future villain. Her name is Number 95. She's actually a zombie, and it's
Ooh,
Number 95 because I wanted to create a villain that represents, I guess, like the mundanity of going to a 9 to 5 job every day like a zombie.
yep.
So I'm not gonna give out too much, but she's a villain that
Ooh,
represents somebody that's so used to going to work, going to work, going home, going to work, going home, and pretty much stuck in the matrix.
yep. No, I
Um, this next, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think COVID for a lot of people really woke up. I mean, I got sent home from I have a 9 to 5 job. I do love it, so I'm lucky I work in a really cool industry. But like it definitely like not having to drive saves like 2 hours a day of my life, that I can do so much. Just that little thing is a huge shift, and not having to use your car, not having to, anyway. So that was my one of my little things.
Yeah,
I never want to have to really go in the office every day. I just think it's not needed, and it's yeah, and it also helps the environment in a lot of ways, not having to do all that driving.
totally agree. Um, but yeah, and like you said, like you don't. I'm not trying to villainize 9 to 5 jobs, and it's gonna be shown in the comics, but because some people definitely like they love their 9 to 5 jobs. So if you're that person, then more power to you.
Oh, but I love
But
the crypto
not
space
everybody
too.
likes.
It sucks me
Yeah,
in. I
exactly.
basically have two 40-hour a week jobs. Like now, I just like whenever I'm off that job, I'm in this world doing projects because I love it. Like this is just one of the things I do, and it's. I mean, just getting to meet people like you and work with and see projects like this is just like to me, just there's nothing better.
Oh
So.
yeah, I've met so many cool people already just by starting this, and I love it because it's only beginning.
Yeah, it's gonna blow up for you.
Um,
I'm sure. It's really really cool. So this guy, who's he?
so yeah, that's the time stealer. He was he's the ultimate nemesis that I talked about earlier. He represents time as the most important asset. And I really do wish that I've growing up that that I had a villain that I could, I guess, look up to, because because then I would be a lot more conscious about the time that I'm spending.
Yeah,
So he's gonna be a really cool villain that's gonna be like a resonating theme throughout all the stories.
wasn't he in the
Um,
beginning of the first one, right? He gets that guy that he's in the barn. Was he the guy? Was he the villain in that, or no? That was a different one.
yeah, that's him. That was
Okay,
him.
cool,
He's gonna keep appearing.
nice.
Oh, and there's just these three last characters on the right that we missed. If you want, or
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me
oh
go
yeah,
back
you're already
down.
up there.
I'm just flying about. Which ones? Oh, down there. Oh
uh,
yeah. Okay.
oh, those are the characters that you've seen in that the last issue.
Yeah.
But this is Tsukiko. she represents Sukiko means moon in Japanese, so she's one of the other main characters. That cool guy with the or gal with the mask, that's Satoshi.
Nice.
We don't really know who Satoshi is, right? So that's why he's wearing that mask. We don't know if it's um, he, she, they. We don't really know like
What it
who
is.
Satoshi is, so
Yeah.
that's why he's wearing a mask. And that guy all the way on the right, he's Rai, and Rai means lightning in Japanese. So I'm just using terms that represents Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin has a lightning network. So
See, you're
Rai
educating me.
kind of represents that as yeah.
Here, let me jump up. So this one you have to jump up the stairs, right? I'm trying to. Ah.
You didn't have to,
Oh,
but it
okay,
looks
cool.
like you are.
Oh no, I like the rooftop. I came up here when during your opening. It's a cool little chill zone.
Yeah, I love the rooftop. It's like a little garden, like a Zen garden.
Yeah,
Here, it's just like a cool place to just see the entire
I know.
Decentraland, and I usually put teasers of future comics here.
Ooh, that's neat.
So if you yeah, it's just like a little teaser and like well, this one already came out, but I'm gonna put like art on future comic books series. That's about it. but it but you know
Nice.
if you walk around, it's just the I don't know. It's just a very peaceful feeling when I'm up here.
Yeah, no, it was nice. I remember like, and it's cool because you can look down at the whole, like you said, like not just all of Decentraland in the distance, but like down at your whole building. It looks really cool from up here. You know, to get a little breather.
Yeah. When I was
So
designing this, I really wanted to make like a minimalist gallery that really makes the art pop. So I figured a cube design would be like ideal that showcases the art. Because you could see from different angles. You could take such cool screenshots of the place.
yeah, I did
Mm,
that during the first time I came here. I took a lot of screenshots because it just, I mean, visually, there's so much stunning artwork. So it's like, sometimes the NFTs are, they're nice and blocky, but I love how you have like a lot of like bigger, kind of more mural-esque kind of layout, which is really cool, you know. So
yeah, no, thank you. And if you have any suggestions, feel free to let me know because I'm always open to everything. I like to talk to people, and I'm always willing to get better every time. Um, I want to adapt.
yeah, I think that's one of the key things
uh,
in this space, That's kind of one of the other questions I was going to ask, like, where do you see this project evolving over time? Like, obviously you have a great community of artists that you're already working with, and you said the more by doing this, I'm sure everybody is reaching out to you, probably wanting to do collaborations or that kind of stuff. I'm sure it's been happening already.
no, yes, definitely. Because, like I said, I've met so many cool people already. Such as I'm so glad to be here with you too. I don't really, I'm not really. I mean, I consider myself an introvert. I've never done podcasts before. I've never spoken, to a camera or like audio before. But I was like, you know what? I'm just so passionate about the whole project, about the idea behind it, about financial freedom, that I'm willing to go through all means and get out of my comfort zone. That way, I could share what I've learned over the past couple of years to as many people as I can. Because, like I said, like I kind of mentioned it in the beginning, but for me, um, you know, I definitely love being a nurse, and I learned so much as a nurse. But it just wasn't. I just can't see myself working as a nurse for the next 30 years. And this is why I went into this financial freedom journey. And I got really deep into investing, and I did find financial freedom for myself just recently, and I was able to quit
Wow, congrats,
becoming
that's
a full-time
huge.
nurse.
I
Yeah, no,
that's
thank
a
you so much.
transition. I think we enter this in for so many things, but a lot of what you just said is just like it just definitely resonates with even my own journey. But I'm so stoked whenever I hear somebody say either they reach that like, financial freedom or they are able to enter the crypto space 100%. I set myself a 1 year goal. I'm like, in 1 year, I really want to be just working in this 100%. But I'm like you, I'm also an introvert, but my passion for the metaverse and what all these communities are doing is why I started things like I also do things with a project called Creator Collective and projects for the artists, for the community. And again, I'm super shy. I spend a lot of time outside running around in the woods, like, but it's important to share. And I'm so glad you shared. I'm so glad you're doing you know, doing this for everybody because yeah, I think you're definitely going to help shift a lot of things, which is awesome.
Oh, thank you. And uh, because not everybody learns or gets introduced to finance the same way. Because you look at finance, like it's so boring. Like it's presented to us as like it's so dry, and so I'm trying to like I guess ignite that passion to people because I want everybody to realize that there are other options and you just have to reach for it. And these characters, these stories represent that.
Yeah, they're like the
So
archetype. You have these archetypes that now, you can relate to and like, and it gives somebody like that kind of like, yeah, like a place to learn from, to start. It's like that bindu point from which they will hopefully create and start that journey, which yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, and like you were asking earlier, where do I see this project? Um, I'm gonna be doing this for life. So like I said, I went all
I hope
in.
so. I
I'm
hope
all in
so, cuz
NFTs.
woo.
I'm doing, yeah, I'm doing this for life. I'm all in NFTs. I'm all in crypto investing. I love investing. I love stocks, crypto, Bitcoin. Um, and I'm just here to tell everybody the stories that I wish that I've read as a kid. And I have a lot of other stories that are currently under production. I'm
Nice.
hoping to release an issue. It's very busy, but I'm hoping to release an issue once every 2 months, 2 or 3
Wow.
months.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I used to work at an animation firm and worked with a lot of, artists that also did comic books. So I know how much work goes behind these. That's why, I'm a fan on so many different levels. So that's awesome that you're able to do that and, and have the passion to drive. And I'm just stoked to have found this project it's kind of, this is the beginning, right? Like it's only going to get bigger and the storyline is going to be it's going to be really great to see where it goes. So one question I have for you. So what about Avatar Project? It'd be really cool if like I had the one of the avatars from these comics that I could run around with. Are you guys thinking about
Oh,
that at all?
you meant to mean yeah, the
Yeah.
avatar is like in the bottom right here.
Or no, like
Yeah,
that. How everyone's
definitely.
designing avatars and stuff, like actual that I can, there's all these cool avatar projects going on, like crypto avatars. Have you seen that? How I just bought one through them, and I can actually use it and virtual avatar and actually use it as my character within the stream. It'd be so cool. I would love to be able to have one
Oh,
of yours as an avatar. It'd be wicked.
actually, I haven't really announced it yet, but we're creating avatars for all the characters.
Yay!
Um,
Awesome.
yeah, so I would, just for being here, I would totally love to send you one once it's ready.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I would love to share it with everybody
You could
because this
pick,
is just, I'm doing the
yeah,
show every week. Anytime you have cool announcements, like I can easily, share with the community. That's something that I think people will be really stoked to see. And yeah, awesome. Thank you.
yeah. You just let me know. I'm just thankful to be in this interview with you, but you just let me know which character you want, and once it's ready, I'll airdrop it to you.
Oh, wow, thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, and I'll share with the whole community because I mean, for me, it's so fascinating. All of that, I've just been like, every time you find a new project or a new idea, and I always tell people one of the reasons I like I love investing in NFT projects is you get to learn so much about their community and how they evolve, you know, and that part to me is just fascinating.
Yeah, and each project has their own. They're all unique in their own way, and I don't know. To me, I'm just learning.
Yeah, me
To be
too.
honest, like
Totally, totally. I'm right there with you, dude. I'm just like, and again, this is technically, you're the first interview for the first show ever for my Genesis Decentraland reporter show. So thank you for being my first guest. And yeah, I'm super stoked and that you took the time to share with everybody all of this amazing, your vision, your passion. I'm definitely a fan for life, and I'm stoked you're going to do it for life because I'll be following it definitely for life. So yeah,
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for your time.
of course, dude.
do, do, you,
Oh,
do you have
sorry.
any other questions that we didn't get to? Because I
Um,
would love to answer anything.
yeah. When is the next like event so then I can share with the community to have something to? You said in a couple weeks or no? In a month or?
Um, I'm I'm gonna try to do another event in about I would say in about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks.
Awesome.
But I will definitely announce it on Discord, Twitter,
Perfect.
Instagram. I usually announce it on all the socials. So definitely sometime soon, 2 or 3 weeks, I would say.
Cool. Well, I'll definitely, I follow all your stuff, so I'll definitely, include it in the report. I have like a section of my show will also announce upcoming events because obviously I can't report everything, and that's kind of why I want to do some pre-recorded stuff that I can share. And interviews like this, I think, are so valuable, and just to give people a more of an inside look behind who are really creating the metaverse. A lot of times you run through things and you don't get to hear the story, and I think the story is such an important part, and the fact that it is about stories is even more perfect for to begin the focus of what I want to do, and yeah, and hopefully everybody will start their financial freedom journey. I know I'm going to your website after our talk and dive into that. You said the slash principles, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said before, if you're reading this or if you're listening to this interview, oneblueland.com/principles. Those are really the key lessons that I've learned over the past couple of years, and those are the lessons that I'm trying to embed into these comics, but in a fun way, because it's
Well, it is
comics.
fun, and they're great. I mean, again, I've watched the movie, and it was really cool how you guys, animated it, and then I've read the actual, comic as well. So I love both versions, So yeah, you guys a lot of work. So I really give your team a big, applause and you for, bringing this to everybody. Thank you. But yeah, thank you. Woohoo!
Thank you.